Ooh, that was it. That was it. I just went downstairs and almost missed it. No, 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 no. Delete shorts. I hope this is on screen. Yeah. Just outside there, 110, and then we're gonna delete that anyway. Market 110 is gonna be what, 8? Ooh, 5, 6. We closed the outside of it by quite a bit. Yeah, enough. The close is 20. Whoa, does that mean it didn't? No, it's in. Yeah, didn't really miss much. Would have been nice if I got a little discount, but didn't miss much. And it's a big enough break that I'm confident that we are not going to immediately reverse, at least. And we're in a downtrend after we have been rejected from that supply zone. And that's the supply zone that I wanted to trap in. I was hoping that would happen after market open and I would get to actually execute one of the Globex traps. This is good. I just hope that's not too much of the 19k, 34k. Yeah, since 9:30 it's averaging around 30 since 9:30. Makes sense. For the next hour and a half we're gonna have the most volume, so I reckon we'll consolidate here a little bit, maybe one more candle and then blast downwards. This has also become it didn't actually need to be up there. After this, it didn't have to be up there, so 15-minute supply. Let's see. If it comes back up here, I might move my stop loss to behind here, and then I can add to the position. We need 1300 or something to pass this. Oh, I can't believe that I was putting the video up. I knew I had something else to do. I should have looked at my to-do list. The thing I had to do was to start a second challenge. So from here to here, it is 10 times the amount. Where are we? $1,070, yeah. I've got 200 of available margin at the moment, I think. And if I move that down, 2.5 minutes. Alright, I'll be back. So, me being a bit trigger happy again, I was about to move the stop loss and add this position because because I thought we were about to bounce off of the supply zone. I didn't set up properly. I've got to put this in my checklist that I have to draw the new supply and demand zones, because look, right inside here where we were, I mean, to be fair, I guess we had almost crossed it, but we didn't cross it, we got rejected off it. I would have probably waited for this to play out, because we have a 15-minute demand zone just there. Why can't I write? Because of this, I think. Yeah. 15-minute D, which is some significant D. You know, we were rejected off this, and now we're caught between this demand and supply zone. Why is that 15 minutes? I think that's 5 minutes. And that's supposed to be 5 minutes, yeah. Which is worse for me. This has been violated worse though, so I'm thinking, I mean, that's a little bit positive that perhaps the next candle can come through. But it's part of my strategy not to do this, to consider the supply and demand zones. Alright, what else we got? Let's find some other. There's a 5-minute one down there, which will probably become my target initially. Yeah, this whole thing is one. It's not clear. 5-minute, this one is pretty clear. This one I can highlight. Yeah, I should change the color of the other one as well. Where is it? So it reacts off both, but I think it's had enough. It's gotten. But there's more sell orders in this area than there is buy orders in this area, because we're starting to push. I've got to just finish making this drink that cost me a bit of execution time, which didn't, ultimately it didn't result in anything bad. It actually saved me a couple of points. Come on, that's it. Still 2.5 minutes left. I'm gonna wait for the close of this candle, and then I will strongly consider moving the stop loss behind this supply zone there, and adding to take up the rest of the risk, because there is a lot of demand coming up. I think we're going to struggle in this area as well, so I want to capitalize as much as I can. Plus we've got like 1344.93 or something. 34.93 left. So about here is probably, I mean, we're going to lose a lot of momentum by the time we get up here, we get down here, and I want to complete the challenge today, like I do every day. Which is, look, so this is going to be good. If we have a strong enough move and we close down here, this will create another sort of supply zone. It will show us that there's more supply down here as well. And I think we're going to do it. You know that. And with this rejection and then this, I can justify the buy, but not like this. Not like this. Not if we close underneath. It needs to be needs to be a decisive or explosive candle. This is definitely not it. This is still not it. It needs to be where it was or further. See, now it's getting rejected off of that new level, which I thought might happen, but we haven't really reached it yet. So there's a lot of obstacles in our way, a lot of demand in our way. So we shall wait for the close, although this has given me enough confidence that I can move this stop loss there, modify the order, 20 seconds left, so we can, what's happening? Okay. So we can now, if I check what we're actually risking now, we are risking $650-ish, so we can risk another 600 or so and put it back there. Short position. You 3, maybe 4. It's cutting it close. It's more than 600. So I should just do. This will do. Nah, let's not risk. I don't want any strikes or any issues on my. I mean, is that enough? That is a decisive candle, for sure. It's not really a leg out. It hasn't produced a new supply zone. Can't do 4. Cannot do 4. Oh. Come back a little bit. Side is going in my favor. Oh. A little pullback. I should have done it already, man. Little bit of a pullback. I can only add 2 now, I think. Unless it does pull back. Oh god. I mean, that move is not enough for me to do that. Should have waited for the pullback. It's okay. Now we've got 7. You can get. Now we've got 7. We're on 450 already. Yeah, 14 times that. That makes sense. 14 times 100 is exactly what we need, right? So we need about 100 points on this move. Even less. Let's quickly do it. Hold on. So, 3,000 minus 166 3.25. That much divided by 14. I'm close. It's gonna be like 90 something. I just 95.48. 95.48. 95.5. Perfect. And we can do a stop limit at this price. 19971.25. 19971.25. It is a psychological level as well. Crossing 20k might be hard as well. This is not a... Why are you doing that? Buy limit, right? Can I like drag this? I don't know what's going on. 97. That's where I need it. Yeah. Don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. 7 units. No risk. It needs to be a... Oh my god. I know it's going to be a buy stop limit, but I just don't want to make a stupid mistake here right on the... Yes, it turns out I can't actually... You get a concurrent connection warning on TradingView if you have 2 tabs connected to the same broker. So, might not be able to do that. I've been through this. There is no pencil. Nine 7 1 2 5. 9 7 1 2 5. No. Yeah, I want to buy 7 contracts at this price. I don't understand. To stop that. Okay, if I do that, what happens? No. Sell 7 of these at this price after this stop loss is crossed. No. Wrong. I don't know. It shows how much of a noob I still am, you know? I mean, I'm gonna be watching, but I do have to like get ready. Don't know. Would you look at that? I think that's it. I started daydreaming about something. Okay, where are we? Touched it again. This is scary. This is not good, man. Back there, I could add more. If I wasn't noobing out about all that, I could have added more. Oh, I should have stopped recording, mate. I was just uploading yesterday's video, so I've caught up to the uploads now. Hopefully, I won't fall behind again. I think I even got a comment. Yeah, man, there's a lot of demand here. It does seem like we are losing a bit of. Actually, not really. You know, we've still got lots of momentum down. That slope is still pretty steep. Yeah, in the next hour or so, we might get really good news. This is where I win. Where I pass the account, I think. Let's just double check. Oh no. See, now I can add, right? Well, if I move that closer, I can add. I can't actually add right now. So this is 97.75 times 19. 7.75 times 14. So I can even move it a little bit closer. Yeah, 94.75. That seems closer. This is a waste of time. Oh no, I've messed it up. Okay, maybe I wasn't. Now I really have to fix it. Okay, that's too much. So once again, let's do it. $95.5 is what I'm aiming for. Boom. How far is that? I think not far enough. 96.5. One more point. I think that's it. Can we manage half a point? That's it, half a point. Perfect. Complete waste of time. No use of that whatsoever. Especially because I'm going to be here. Don't lie to me. Now it's 94.5. What? What? That's it, 1 point. That's it. 95.5. 95.25. I'm stuck on this, mate. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? What am I doing? Stop. Okay, enough. We're just gonna see what happens. Check out the personal account. We're doing well. Just as predicted. This is gonna be the real battle here, and where I have to decide whether I wanna close or not. Was that enough of a move for me? We should create a higher high now. So the answer is no, but this one's gonna be the big one. This we should cross, but I would have almost doubled my account here, so I would really consider it. And then up here is going to be a real slugfest to decide whether we make it or not, because yeah, there's a lot of supply here, and we might have a serious retracement before we go up there, so maybe I don't want to hold that long, you know. And that's some good money, man. Doubling my money is some realness. And yeah, so that's it. Okay, I'm a little bit panicked because I just realized Trump is announcing this deal with the UK today. I am strongly considering there has to be an effect, right? There has to be an effect. So we're going to be careful, and we're going to start trailing really close.
The details are coming. The market doesn't like that.
There we go. There we go.
The market does not like that.
There we go. I'm watching a live stream while I'm recording.
It's the first of its kind. So we have a big economic security blanket, and that's very important. And we feel
I mean, this is a good enough win. Oh, no. Let me just close.
our greatest ally. I don't want to insult people by saying that, but I can say it's certainly one of our greatest. Right at the top. And they're the first one we're talking about. And by the way, we have many meetings planned today and tomorrow, and every country wants to.
700, 600 is plenty for me.
We have a meeting, as you know, Scott,
Especially in this scenario. Any moment now, I think we might.
Very, very interesting. Let's find out. I think they want to make a deal very
That's
bad.
it.
Both countries are
Oh, no.
national security will be working together.
I thought that was it.
To ensure that we
There's
have
still
strong industrial base,
the 5 is still open.
controls and protections for key technologies and industries like steel. Steel is a big factor. Both countries will become stronger with steel and things necessary for military. You know, we used to build ships and other things literally at a level that nobody's ever seen. And we haven't, we've eased up, and I would say that the UK certainly eased up, but now we're going to be uneasing both, and we work together. Once again, I want to thank Prime Minister Starmer. He's been terrific.
Yes.
Partnership in this matter, the special relationship, and an external bond. It's really an external.
How's it going down while he's speaking? He's announcing a positive trade deal, but he's taking time, I guess, to talk about the actual numbers.
Representatives of UK have been so
But it's I don't know, he said reciprocity. I would imagine free trade is what he's going to say at the end, which might give us a real bump.
What is this, fake news?
Thank you, Mr. President. Donald, this is a really fantastic
President Donald.
historic day in which we can announce this deal between our two great countries, and I think it's a real tribute to.
Okay, we're gonna hold on. I don't want to trade in the middle of a speech. Look at it.
An incredible job, a very professional job.
31k in that 5 minutes.
Pace now for a number of weeks to bring in this deal today. Really important deal. This is going to boost trade between protect jobs and create jobs. Opening market timing.
Yeah, so that's Mike Trades Daily.
Like, I don't even know what to say about this.
Ago today,
You're supposed to get on and
came for Europe
Yeah.
after
don't know what he's
at the end
thinking.
of the Second World War. Because of course, on that
If they don't get details of this, the market's gonna know.
the closest of allies. And Donald, I think, even
That was, yeah, all right. That was scary. I'm glad we got out with a good amount of profit. Now we need $368.12 to pass this test. And I'm not gonna get trigger happy and take a silly trade. In this time while they're talking and announcing, I might just try to get the second challenge started up, and and figure out how I'm gonna be executing on both. So I can't just move between tabs or between accounts easily. I might have a real problem. Yeah, no, see? I might have a real problem. I might have to use TradeAwait's own platform for one account and TradingView for the other. Oh, we shall see. Alright, I'll be back. Maybe. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back in. We have created this 30-minute supply zone, which I just marked out. And now we have rejected off of it. I am a little bit concerned that this leg out is not certain enough, so hence my hesitation, but I think we're ready. The announcement was very lackluster. I thought they were about to announce free trade between the UK and the US, which I think everyone thought, right? You look at the headline and Trump's like, a historic trade deal, but apparently it's like a $5-6 billion trade deal based around certain things that they're explaining now, like we've opened up the trade between the UK and US, in certain sectors, I think, or whatever it is. They found deals. Steel has something to do with it. Whatever it is. It's not free trade, and because it's basically reciprocity, like you mentioned. It's more to do with balancing the trade between the UK and US than it is about opening up the trade. If it was a free trade announcement, this market would have shot up, I believe, and surely it would be, if it was free trade, it would be lopsided in America's favor anyway. More money would be flowing into America anyway, just because of the size and scale of their production compared to this little landmass here. They have a lot of buying power here, but why do they have to balance it? I don't understand why it's a win for them to balance it as opposed to just open it up and free it up. So the optimism, this optimism has been let down, I think, because the guys said it's still reciprocal. How do you say reciprocity with the adjective? Whatever. It's still similar tariffs on each other as opposed to being... Oh, maybe he said something. Maybe he said that. Let's play it.
Something we've been waiting for decades, and there's no more appropriate day to do this. When we step back,
I gotta jump on this other call. I'm super curious.
and now we're looking back at it today.
Here we go.
Better
Check out
appreciate
volume real quick.
I think. And I'll just say as well, in terms of negotiating.
What happened?
You can negotiate your stuff. You did an incredible job. Right? This is why you've been more.
Woo! Look at that pump.
The ambassador, he knows more about.
Damn, son! Damn.
That's not that much.
I think this could
Is that it is
keep going. You want to trade some Boeing? Shit. 3%. I bet this goes 7 to 10%. I bet this goes up to at least probably the 200. 200 is going to be pretty. That's a
Shut up, man. I'm trying to... Where do I do it?
Have you ever thought to yourself, I wish
No.
instantly.
Public, publish, and then delete the other one, the old one. Ooh, new war bond on Hilarious. There it is.
We're on a mission to do. But secondly, you've done
Actually, turns out I got out near the bottom. Really good. Worked out really well.
Visited in the Oval, that you would do a good trade deal with the United Kingdom, that you would do it at pace, and that we would be first. And you have delivered that. You know, you've been true to your word. So thank you very much indeed for that. For us, it's not the end. It's the end just at the beginning. I mean, there is yet more we can do in reducing tariffs and trade barriers so as to open up our markets to each other even more than we are agreeing to do today. But it also provides us with the platform, the springboard, to do what I think will be even more valuable for both our countries in the future, and that's creating a technology partnership between the United States and the United Kingdom, so that we can harness science and technology in order to create future industries and future jobs. And to do that together in the way we work so closely already in the national security and defence area, we can just take that to yet further areas of science, enterprise and endeavour. So we're looking forward to doing that in the coming months. You've launched us extremely well today. It just, in my view, as the Prime Minister has said, just shows what two countries who trust each other, who are confident in each other, familiar with each other, can do, not just for ourselves, but for those in the rest of the world who need to benefit from a bigger and better international trading system.
So, they've said that we're going to open up trade more and
I
more.
would be proud. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
Boeing is going to be a real thing.
Why now? And you describe this deal as a full and comprehensive deal, and yet we've just heard from Mr. Madden said it's the end of the beginning. Clearly, there's much more work still to do. With respect, are you overstating the reach and significance of this deal? Because you're a president who needs a result at a difficult time.
I think that it's a great deal for both parties. It's for us. We're opened up. I didn't know how close it was. Point close to the market, as you know, the UK, and it opens up a tremendous market for us, and it works out very well, and a lot of assets. You see the chart, and those are tremendous assets. Well, we've been trying, and when you say why us, meaning your country, we've been trying for years, and they've been trying for years to make a deal, including when I was in the first term. It would always be people talking, but they weren't getting it done. But for 25 years before that, they were trying always to make a deal, a very significant deal. I actually, until I looked at the numbers, I didn't realize this is a very conclusive deal, but we think we can grow it even from that. But this is a maxed out deal, not like you said it. You said it really incorrectly. This is a maxed out deal that we're going to make bigger. And we make it bigger through growth. But we have tremendous assets involved. I was surprised to see how big your country is in trade, actually. One of the biggest in technology and so many other things. It's agriculture.
Boy, plane
I
engines.
really didn't know. It's
Agriculture,
depending on
really?
the definition, it's from 4 to 5 to 6. That's pretty big in the world. So I was very impressed by that. But we're going
It's about plane
take it
engines.
to new levels. It's a very big deal right now, but I think is going to grow just of its own volition. It's going to grow, and over time there'll be changes made, there'll be adjustments made because we're flexible. We'll see things that we can do even better. But it's very conclusive, and we think everyone's going to be happy. And
look, now everyone's just look at the volume.
The result. And they'll be able to buy from more people. They'll be able to price things differently. They'll be able to get some products that aren't available to them now that we make better than anybody in the world. And it's just something that it's a great thing that it came together. It's so nice because we have many countries want to make a deal, and many countries are very unhappy that we happen to choose this one, to be honest with you. But long time, our oldest ally, or just about. Just a couple of people claim that too, but let's put it right at the top. I think it's going to be something very special for UK and special for the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President. Reagan Reese with the Daily Caller. How close are you to more deals, and when do you expect the next to be announced?
Well, very close. We have numerous deals. I know Howard's going back. As soon as this is finished, your press conference, he's got numerous. And Scott, who's right over here, who's fantastic, by the way. You were great on television this morning. I watched you. You have a little lesson in the world and the economics. But Scott's going to be going to Switzerland, meeting with China, and they very much want to make a deal. We can all play games. Who made the first call? Who didn't make it doesn't matter. It only matters what happens in that room. But I will tell you that China very much wants to make a deal. We'll see how that works out. Every country throughout in the last 40, 50 years has literally ripped off the United States on trade, on military, on protection, on all the different things. And we are now making fair deals. And in this case, it's great because we really weren't very much involved. You have the European Union, which is, I think you made the right decision years ago. I don't know if you remember, I was opening up Turnberry the day that you were voting. And they asked me, would it happen or would it not happen? I said, no, I think they're going to go their own separate way. I think it's better for them. And they did. I think it's going to end up being a very smart decision. But a big part of that decision was always that you'd be able to make a deal with the United States. And they were unable to do that. But now they made it. And it's a tremendous, it's very important. That was always a big part of your decision on Brexit. And they were never able to make that deal. It was a tough one. And this one it's amazing with time. This one just went very smoothly, went quickly and smoothly. And a lot of common sense, as I like to say. There's tremendous common sense, but it's going to make your country much bigger in terms of trade, and it's going to make our country much bigger in terms of trade, too. Yes, sir.
Tom Lakeman at the BBC. Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned meat. The BBC.
Oh, good. Very nice.
You mentioned meat, beef exports. The UK currently doesn't accept American beef because of its own food standards. Are you calling on the UK to accept all American beef and chicken products?
Well, I think they'll take what they want. We have plenty of it. We have every type, and we have every classification you can have. As you know, Bobby Kennedy is doing a tremendous job, and he's, I think, probably heading toward your system with no chemical, no this, no that. I think we're heading that way, it seems to be. And but we have that also. So we're a very big country. We have a lot of beef. We're a very big country, so it'll be great. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, let's talk about American beef really quickly, and it can't be understated. I'm Rick Rollins, by the way, how important this deal is and what this means to American farmers.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. They're working on RFK working on it at the same time. More and more of that meat and food product will become available.
And the crown jewel of American agriculture for the world. So I think a really important part of this deal isn't just the ethanol reducing of tariffs from 19 to 0, which for our row croppers is a huge deal, but also for beef. And as we move forward, I know our incredible trade team is looking at all of the meats, all of the produce, really all of our agriculture exports. And I don't know if there's an industry that has been treated more unfairly and has suffered more than our agriculture industry. So we look forward to, I'll be in the UK on Monday talking to my counterpart part over there for next week, and I look forward to moving that out across the country. The president is
I
incredible.
think we could say that we have the best in the world, the best tractors, the best everything in the world, and they say that our agriculture is second to none. You understand, and it'll be a great asset. People are going to be able to have options, choice, and they'll have more of it, and that usually means lower prices. How about we'll do you and then you?
Follow-up question for the Client TV, Daniele Compatangelo, LSM in TV 2000 Primetime Media. So congratulations for the deal. We see a big revenues from the chart. But what's the rest of Europe? It's a victory day, but other European countries, it seems like they're losing the train.
To make a deal with Europe. We have found
If we break this high, then I'll look for a buy.
Very difficult. And hurt themselves in doing so.
Just
And they
because
very much want to make a deal. We'll be dealing with them. We are dealing with them currently. So that'll cover pretty much the rest of it. But this was separate because of Brexit in particular. This was a separate.
if we break this high, then it's a break of
It
structure.
always seems so natural.
And I
when all
would
the
consider
media
looking
would
at
say that this
getting
seemed to be
in
like, why did this
on the
happen
high.
25 years? Why didn't it happen a long time ago? And it was always amazing to me. Somebody would say, hey, we got to make a deal. We have to make a deal. But this deal just fell into place. The Prime Minister did a fantastic job. His representatives are total professionals, and they got along well. And it just seemed to work. And I think one of the reasons it did is because we blew up the whole system. If we would have just been dealing with you separately or, country by country, we blew up the whole system. It was very unfair to the United States. And I think because of that, this worked out so nicely. And I'm honored that it was the first deal. Please.
Sir, you mentioned.
Well, why don't you go with the back case?
Oh, thanks, sir. I'm with the London Times. I'd say this is a great day for James Bond because now Aston Martins will be available to America. You better by extending it to film. You've talked about a big tariff on films, and we'd like to know if there'd be relief on British.
Well, we're going to have a discussion on that separately. And as you know, we're putting tariffs on that particular film, he said, the movie makers. And we're going to be doing some tariffs to get them because a lot of them have left this country. They all live here, the money comes from here, everything comes from here, but they make them in other countries. So we're going to do something to bring them back, maybe to a large extent. But James Bond has nothing to worry about that, I can tell you. And Sean Connery was a friend of mine. Sean Connery was responsible for my getting zoning in Aberdeen. He said, let the bloody bloke build his golf courses. And I was like 4 years into the process, and it was impossible in Aberdeen. And he just stood up one day and he said that. As soon as he said that, I got the approvals in about 2 minutes. So he was a great guy, Sean Connery, and great character.
Later in the year, we go back to Scotland and to the
I will be sure. We have a lot of investment over there. We have Turnberry, Aberdeen. We have, as you know, in Doonbeg in Ireland, right on the ocean. They're all on the ocean. I only have interest if they're on the ocean. And we have good investments over there. Beautiful. Yes?
Mr. President, if the talks go well this weekend between Secretary Bessent and Ambassador Greer with the Chinese
the supply zone we can safely get
talks
rid
go
of.
well, would you then consider lowering the tariff rate on China?
Well, it could be. I mean, we're going to see right now, you can't get any higher. It's at 145, so we know it's coming down. I think we're going to have a very good relationship. I always got along very well with President Xi. That relationship was greatly disturbed by COVID when COVID came in, but we get along very well now. I mean, the relationship was hurt with a lot of people, a lot of countries when COVID came in. But I think we're going to have a very good relationship. I expect to have a very good relationship with China, Scott. I think it's a very friendly meeting. They look forward to doing it in an elegant way. China, as you know, has a tremendous trade surplus with us, and we just can't have that. And but I think it's going to be very good for both countries. I would like to see China opened. One of the big things here is, and nobody would know this, but the UK was largely closed. It was very much closed to trade, and now it's opened. And a lot of the financial reporters are very happy about that because so much. I've listened to them. Oh, I hope they get countries opened up. And then you compete on a fair basis, but you can't compete when you're not allowed to go there. China would be the #1 example of that. It's very close. We almost had it last time before COVID, and that didn't work out. But we made a great deal with China. They had about $50 billion worth of our food products, and it was a great deal, doing very well for our farmers. And then when Biden came in, as usual, nothing happened. You know, he didn't force it, and it got less, and ultimately, you know, it destroyed a great deal. That was a great deal. But no, I think that we're going to have a good weekend with China. I think they have a lot to gain. I do think they have far more to gain than we do in a sense, but we're going to have I think we're going to have a very, very good weekend.
Will you speak to Xi after the weekend talks?
Yeah, sure. Depending on what Scott says, we sort of...
All right, I think we're good. This has definitely changed the character of the market. I think I could get in here. There's got to be a pullback at some point for me to get in. Does that count? I think that counts. This isn't. We can get rid of these. We're back in the opening range. This would be a great. If we break the opening range, that's a fantastic place for me to get back in. This is a 5 minute. What does the 15 look like? Yeah, there's not going to be anything. Just this is the only way. 5 minute D, which is okay for now. When you need D, you'll take 5 minute D. So either we break through the opening range, we close above it, and I would consider buying for that last little bit. Or we retrace to the D and then we'll jump off it. Hopefully. Anyway, I'll come back. This is dragging out for no reason. Okay, now this puts me in a strange position. They might keep talking and keep making it, making the price pump like this. But
Scott is doing certain countries. We took it from
they also gave some relatively good news about China as well. Okay, that's alright. That clears things up for me. It's a bit of a pullback.
And frankly, if we didn't do business, we would have been better off. Okay, you understand that. So when you say it slowed down, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. But we're going to make it so they can. I'd like to say they can do better, actually, in terms of the bottom line. We'd like to see China opened up so we can compete in China and, give people something that they've never had, access to something.
Okay, they dig in more into China. I think this is a good place to buy, if I'm honest, but let's close above this range. Let's still respect the strategy. We close above this range. The problem is that we're going to be, from the range it's about 50, we're going to be like 30 or something. It's not going to be a lot. I think I'm gonna buy. If we get close, let's say the last minute, because what if this is a real retracement? It definitely could be. I would like to see it come and hit this, and if it rejects strongly off this, I would buy. We've broken structure quite significantly. We're not dealing with the opening range again, and if we close just above it, I'd be happy to buy it, but I can't justify it yet. And this would be about 100. Could do, it would be about 5 contracts, I guess. $560. It's enough. It's enough. Let's do it. We did it. We're in. Come on. Come up and touch my supply zone. I'm uncomfortable after that anyway. Let's see. How much? What is the actual? So 10 times. What do we need? $372.67 divided by 10, right? So 37.3. Let's call it 37.3, baby. Let's get close from there. 37.3 there. Just below it. Perfect. Perfect. What else could you ask for? Perfect. We've got to keep going a little bit. This can't be the end of the move. Obviously, it's a slow in momentum. I hope I haven't just caught the top with a buy. What are you saying now?
It would be great for the world. It would be great for our businesses, and I think it would be great for friendship. I really expect a lot of people think I'm a militant guy. I'm really not. I think that trade can bring a greater friendship with China. It can be something good. But, one of the things that I know Scott's going to be talking about very high on the list is open up and let our businesses go into China. Because when you talk about a closed country, that's a really closed country. And I think it would be great if it was opened up. Give people a lot of choice and would create a lot of jobs, a lot of everything. So I think it would be a great thing for China. And that's going to be one of the things we'll be discussing, like we discussed with UK. Yeah, please.
So what does Britain have to do for you to drop the baseline 10% tariff?
Well, I think that's set because that has to do with a lot of different things, including past. There are a lot of past things that we don't. This is very inclusive. We included everything, and that's pretty well said. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Mr. President, the 10% baseline tariff remaining in place, is that a template for these future trade deals? You say you're going to keep it here. No. Are they going to stay in every case?
No, that's a low number. They made a good deal. Some will be much higher because they have massive trade surpluses, and in many cases they didn't treat us right. One thing with UK, they had somewhat closed, not like China as an example, but they always treated us with great respect. They treated us with great respect. The template of 10 is probably the lowest, and therefore they made that deal. But they we've had just a very special relationship with them. Like I won't do that deal with cars. Unless somebody shows me that there's another kind of car that's comparable to a Rolls Royce. And there aren't too many. This is a good commercial for Rolls Royce. I'm going to order a lot of cars.
I wonder whether you'd like to buy.
Well, the last time this happened,
I would be happy to suggest a discount, obviously a very modest discount. We have to protect our profit margins.
I've had many of them. The last time that happened, I ended up buying a Tesla.
Yeah, look, we broke this high, which is fantastic. I'm fairly confident we're going to hit this now and get my funding and get started.
I know the VP is really interested in that, talked about that earlier this
going
year.
well.
Is there any assurances that you guys got on that front?
You want to handle that?
Yeah, that was not part of the conversation. Our conversation was an economic conversation from start to finish, closed by the president yesterday.
And freedom of religion. I know the VP is really interested in that, talked about that earlier this year.
And help our
This is about business religion. Semi-religion, but not nearly as important. I don't want to get myself.
Mr. President, will you be asking China to help you close, the gap between Ukraine and Russia?
I think so. I think it's a natural thing to ask. Sure. I don't know. I think we're making good progress. The fighting is a little bit different than it was. I think if we weren't involved, Russia would be, going at it to maybe get the whole thing without our involvement. They'd be able to get it. Supplied a lot of different things foolishly, but we've been sort of paid back by doing the rare earth deal that I talked about before. I think that we will be very much involved in trying to get that bloodbath. It's a bloodbath. It's a horrible situation. 5,000. It's really more than that. But it's 5,000 soldiers on average a week, mostly soldiers, are being killed. Young, beautiful people. I mean, they're being killed. I see the satellite pictures coming back, body parts lying all over fields, heads and arms. It's so terrible. I'm trying very hard. A real professional has got a great relationship with both countries, and I think we have a good chance. And likewise, we're trying to work on.
What was the 11th hour deal or ask?
Well, I think it was really just a part of the overall. I mean, they have so many things that are so good for them. It's going to be so good for the country, and that was sort of easy. It wasn't. We had non-market. I call it non-market or non-monetary. No, I think the overall deal just worked out very well from their standpoint. They were willing to give that in order to get other things, and. Well, the Bank of England cut, China cut, everybody's cutting but him. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a shame. I call him Too Late, Too Late Powell, that's his nickname. And it's a shame, it's ridiculous. So, meeting, he's always too late. But in this case, it's not going to matter that much because our country is so strong. We're so powerful in terms of economic strength and what we've done. And I'll tell you what, if we didn't have our first term, you wouldn't be. We created things in the first term. We got more regulations than any president in history. We cut the taxes more than anybody in history.
Yeah, we need this to be more of a decisive. There we go. Just like that.
Which is all encompassing. The biggest tax cuts ever.
Before it closes, so it doesn't look like it's a turnaround and it's doing exactly what we needed. I think we're about to hit my.
It's a very important element for taxes, for every aspect. Regulations.
Yes. Done.
That bill is.
Don't care what you're talking about. We're done. We did it. We did it, baby. Done. Give me my money. I think I have to wait until the end of the day for it to update. And I want to trade, man. I want to make more money. I wonder how quickly, actually. When will they give me my money? Give me my money.
Ever in the history of this country.
And we shall.
Johnson and Leader Thune have done an incredible job.
That's the best I could ask for.
We have a lot.
Great news. Great news. Now let me. I will start another challenge as well, but let me go and see what's going on with this 50 grand that they owe me. Yeah. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Okay, so because the Nasdaq is flying right now with all the congratulations, he just talked about his bill and how that's gonna, the big tax cut and how that's gonna help. I think I shouldn't miss this, I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna buy here, maybe 2 lots.
I'm very disappointed in that, but I have so many different things that I'm doing now with the trade. One person, I can only lift that little phone so many times in a day. but we have somebody else that will be great. I just want to say Ed is unbelievable, and hopefully we can.
There's a lot of supply up here. Let's see how that behaves.
Or whatever.
But we can have a tight stop loss
To me, it was disappointing.
just underneath. I want to put it underneath here, which is 180, 20,180.
That's the way it works sometimes. That's the way it works. And he wasn't rejected.
Or
we felt it would be hard.
let's put it at 175.
Somebody else that will be announcing over the next 2 days.
In fact, let's put it at 140. Yeah, we put it at 20,140, and we will buy now.
Yeah. Well, I think they're saying that just to try and negotiate deals with me. The tariffs are the most.
That guy is so annoying. The way he laughs.
Business, anywhere in business.
Anything Trump says, that guy starts cracking up like changed his life with that.
The people don't pick it up. And if we did that, they wouldn't sell any cars. And if
350, I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
they also say,
Look at how far I am on JPY. I'm more than happy with that. In fact, I could double that. Let's do another
we'll
one.
put 100% tariff on his toys, and he won't sell one toy in the United States, and that's their biggest market. I heard that. I mean, I watched this guy talking about how I'm going to go counter. I said, well, I wouldn't want to have him as an executive too long. The Ford people I know very well. What they're doing is negotiating with us by saying that. But we don't think that's going to happen. Look, I put out a truth today.
I think there's going
and
to
it
be
said that gas is down,
bit
gasoline
of
is down, energy is down.
a bit of a retracement like these ones.
Eggs are down. I mean, eggs, thank you very much. But eggs are down. When I came in the first week, you guys hit me with eggs. I said, what the hell happened with eggs? Eggs were up like 170% and going up. And they said, don't order any for Easter. And we were thinking about ordering plastic eggs like everybody was doing. And Brooke did a fantastic job, agriculture. Brooke did a fantastic job. And we had hundreds of thousands of eggs out here in the
Don't need to be doing this really.
at Easter.
I think we're going to have a real pump from this. I mean, more than we've already had. Look at this.
If the
From the bottom here, that is almost 2%. 1.6%. We could hit like 2%. 300 point run.
It's like jet fuel, it'd be great. But he doesn't want to do it. I think he doesn't want to do it. Probably he's not in love with me. I think that's what it's sort of a crazy reason, but that's the way life is. Anybody in his position would be like, it would be like jet fuel. But even without that, we're doing well. But remember this, I've watched you people reporting over the last few months that if we do this, prices are going to go through. Well, groceries are down. All of this stuff is down. Lumber is down. Oil is got, that thing broke 60, right? $60.
Some slippage, man.
$98, $1.98, $1.99 in some cases.
Let's see how that goes. We'll come back. We'll come back. This might be the top. Obviously, after that much momentum, this is a FOMO move. I admit it. We're not seeing many pullbacks. I should have waited for this at least. For this candle at least.
And he also he spent too much money. He was spending it on
after a candle like that does happen. This becomes a 5-minute demand zone now. Because that has closed. Let's just put this on.
He spent $10 trillion. He wasted it. Not only was it bad, it was a negative. It wasn't even like it helped a little bit. It was a real negative. And then on top of it, they let 21 million people into our country without any identification, anything. Just let them in. It's very, very sad. Well, we'll do one or two more.
There's the bottom of this. 140. Beautiful. Perfect.
Who are you with?
I'm with Dave Telegraph.
Yeah, I do.
How concerned are you about UK reliance on China? Chinese money in the money market, Chinese exports.
We're not concerned.
Is that something
Honestly, I'm not concerned about anything. If I was, I wouldn't even be here right now. If I was concerned about anything, and it wouldn't be that, but I wouldn't be here right now. No, we're not concerned. We're going to have, I believe, a very good relationship with China and a fair relationship, and it'll get bigger and it'll grow. It'll grow. As an example, if they open up the country, that'll be the best thing China ever did for itself. They don't know.
So why am I not in the camera? Why am I not in the camera? I'm sitting right in front of the computer. That is very strange. Let me restart. Much better. That was scary. So yeah, as you can see, that was pretty much the top where we bought. And we're probably gonna get stopped out fairly shortly. I am tempted to just close it, but why? You know, it's not much more money. I was tempted to close it up here. Then I went and took a shit, and now we are down here very, very quickly. So it's okay. We are inside the supply zone. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah. So we're very much inside the demand zone, just at the bottom of it. Let's see if we get any kind of a pullback from this. I would think about getting rid of it in the middle somewhere if it starts to stall in the middle somewhere. This might just be the pullback that we need to go further. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let that play out and see what happens. I'm just gonna stick in this trade now because, you know, not much worse can happen. The JPY trade is going really, really well. So I guess that's like covering me a bit. This wasn't a good trade to take. If I'm honest, I knew it at the time. It was a FOMO kind of a move. I saw the big movement. I'm like, oh, maybe this is just the beginning. It was literally the top. It was literally the top. I passed the challenge around here, and it was mid-move. Like that could have kept going. That did keep going. I mean to say, it could have been like 700 profit, 800 profit, but it was obviously just challenge funds, so valuation, fake money. So I closed that and I was like, oh, it's still going. I see it still moving up, so I went ahead and added this order, the biggest order I ever put in, I think, on. Well, not necessarily. That is the biggest for sure. The biggest risk is the JPY one, and I think I'm in front of it actually. Let me move myself. Yeah. So this is going really well. It's about halfway to my target, and I do think we're gonna hit my target. We're doing really, really well. If we go on to here, it will show you we've now broken this high, which means it's pretty smooth sailing, hopefully. This does seem to be a supply zone just above us. Maybe I'll think about closing there, but we've just broken past this high, and if this truly is the start of this rally, we're going to keep going. We might pull back to this level here. This is a 4-hour demand, a 4-hour D. Which means, let me just change the color to, that's the color, right? Yeah, which means we might come back down to this and then take another run at this. But I expect a little bit more than that before we actually do this. So yeah, so this is looking really, really good. Oh, you couldn't even see that, could you? No, couldn't even see that. This is what I was talking about, 4-hour demand here. I expect a pullback before we keep going up, but actually even before that I expect a little more of a climb and then a pullback, and then we can contend with this. Right, we can get some orders from down here and then contend with that, and yeah, that's about it. That's the end of today. I've passed the test, so I'm leaving 7 minutes. It should update the dashboard and they should unlock my funds so we can actually start trading it tomorrow. And yeah. Nothing else. I'm probably not going to come back even if... I'll come back if this hits the profit target. I'm not going to come back if I take it in the middle somewhere. You know, I'll just take a screenshot or something and put it in the video of what I lost. If I take it in the middle somewhere. That's it.